Hey y'all, welcome to the AI Agent Challenge. My name is Dylan. I help entrepreneurs win the game of business by upgrading their systems with AI agents and automated workflows. Today is going to be an evolution from yesterday where I'm going to turn ChatGPT into a lead magnet machine, but also a lead nurturing machine. I think that people are really sleeping on how you can use ChatGPT to generate a ton of leads. And what I have for you is something very special. I show you how you can turn the GPTs into lead magnets that will pull out the data of the people using it, put that into the back end of a CRM system, be able to label them with what they've got going on, find out what we can recommend to them to help solve their problems, and then send them a customized, personalized email based upon the responses that they put inside of the GPT that you're going to make. Now, I also created for you a thing called a GPT action schema. What this is a custom GPT that I built for you. And all you need to do is put in a couple of questions of what you're looking to create. And what it's going to do is going to turn your GPT into an action, into an AI agent, what I call it, that takes actions that will pull the data out of the GPT and then send it into Make so that you can then get those leads into your CRM system and so that you can get paid. And I have that completely for free. If you go down to the description down below, you can click that link down below and you can get the action schema completely free for you. So with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? So we're here in ChatGPT, but first things first is we're going to go into make.com where the glue of the internet lives. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into the 30-day AI automation folder right inside of here. And we're going to get started by going down and creating a new scenario. I'm going to title this day 21. And I'm going to say GPT lead nurture. And we're going to start with a webhook here. And we're going to go into custom webhook. We're going to give it a title. I'm going to call this one Fitness Lead Nurture. All right. We're going to let that sit as is. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go over the ChatGPT. I made a custom GPT. And if you don't know what custom GPTs are, they're an amazing tool that you can utilize to be able to make custom little GPTs that are very focus specific actions inside of the GPT system to be able to do a thing. It could be in the fitness space, it could be business coaching, it could be accounting and taxes, whatever it might be, but you can create custom GPTs really easy. But the amazing feature are the ability to take actions. Now, yesterday I did a more advanced one where I asked so many different questions and very specific questions and try to pull that data out. This one, we're going to have ChatGPT do the heavy lifting, but then we're going to create an action that will then webhook the data across and then send it into an email sequence and then be able to then send the person a personalized report on how they can solve said problem. So the way that we're going to be doing that is I'm going to go into here, we're going to go to My GPTs, and we're going to first go down to a custom GPT I made that helps you turn the GPTs into creating a schema that will then send the data across through the GPTs you make into the back end of the system so that you can add these leads into your CRM and do amazing things with it. So all we're going to do here to get started is we click this button. And it says, could you please begin by giving a title and a brief description of the schema? What are we doing? So we are going to call this, the title is going to be called Your Fitness Friend. And description is helps you find the best way to get fit for that summer body you want. And so this would be for like a fitness coach, somebody that wanted to be able to get more leads for the fitness season for summer. And so we're going to create a custom GPT here that will help his people, his leads that he would like to have, find out what are the areas that they can focus on. So it says, great title and description. Now, how would you describe the purpose of the action? And it should be briefly explain the action that is intended for. And so, for example, this action provides personalized fitness recommendations based on the user's input. Well, that's a good start. So we're going to copy that. And then we're going to add to it. User's input. I want to be able to grab the answers of the user and the recommendation from the GPT along with their name and email. So now we're kind of telling what are we looking for. Could you provide the URL where this is going to go? Great. So what this is saying is it wants to know what we're webhooking across. So all we're going to do is we're going to grab this webhook here, copy this across, and we're just going to paste that in. So now it knows that's the webhook. And it says, could you please give a brief description of the service purpose? For instance, you could say service for capturing and storing users' fitness data and recommendations. Yes. So we're just going to copy that. That sounds good. Thanks, GPT. And now it's saying here is the parameters. And it says, okay, what do we want to name the parameters? What those are basically when we're sending the data across, those are the parameters we're going to send across. So it's asking what is the name and how are we going to name these and describe these? So name parameter. So we can say name parameter is name. Description is captures the user's name. Email parameter is email. Description is captures the user's email. User input parameter. And we could change these if we want to be custom, but we don't have to do that right now. It says, what was the name you'd like to give the user parameter? It says is user input parameter. Description is captures the user's input. And then recommendation parameter is recommendation. Description is captures the GPT's recommendation. Recommendation. Like that. Cool. Now it's going to want to know the success and failure messages. So when we send the webhook across, it's going to know, okay, well, how do we know it succeeded? How do we know it fails? So we're going to say success message is, and we're going to put 200, just like that. So, and that's standard in the web development world. Failure message, failure message is 400. Great. And those are pretty much all the parameters that we really need to be able to get started with this. And so now that we have that, just like that, all we're going to need to do is we're going to copy this up and we're going to go over to, we're going to make a new OpenAI and we're going to make a custom GPT. So we're going to go here, my GPTs, create custom GPT. I'm going to call this my fitness friend. And then we're going to go right into here. We don't need to have image generation, but we're going to go to create new action. This is what we just created, the schema here. We're going to paste this in. You see how it says right here, it should be 3.1. We go up to here where it says 3.0. We're going to change it to 3.1. Now this is going to go away. The next thing that we're going to want to grab is we're going to want to grab our privacy policy. And so the privacy policy is going to allow us to be able to not have this feed for personal use, but be able to send it across. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to grab my privacy policy real quick right here at the bottom. Privacy policy, just like that. GPT, there it is. We're going to paste that in. Cool. And now we're going to want to test this out to make sure that this works. And really simple way is we can see that this is running right now. See how this is spinning? So we're just going to hit test, and then we're going to see this. We're going to be able to hit test again. What is going on? There we go. Starting the action. And then says we're going to hit allow. Interesting. That was an odd error we got. I think ChatGPT just errored out a little bit. So let's go back into my GPTs. Go here and type in my fitness friend. I'm going to go back into the actions here, create new action, paste this in. Oops, this is the privacy policy. Paste in the privacy policy like that. And that's the reason why we wanted to have this action schema open here on the side. Now we could save this somewhere else, and it might be a good idea if we actually do that. But we want to have that open just in case there's an error in the system. We go over here at the top, we change it to 3.1, just like that. And I think there might have been an error because I hit this more than once. So I'm just going to hit it once. We're going to chill for a second. Now it's starting the action. We're going to hit allow. It's going to test the webhook. Problem with the webhook. Oh, what is going on at the webhook? So let's just take a look at this webhook. Well, what's going on here? No, that's it. Oh, successfully determined. So that must have triggered off from before originally. So if I close this out, we're going to hit save anyways. We're going to hit OK. We're going to run this again. And we're just going to test this one more time. I'll move this over to the side this way. And we're just going to hit test one more time, just to test it to be safe. So the first time when it triggered it and aired out, it must have captured it and then stopped the module. So now that we're going to run it again, successfully captured. Great. And if we go over here, there it is. So now that we have that and that's running, and we know the information that we want to capture. So if we're going to go inside of here, we're just going to go ahead and for tools, we can go ahead and what I want to do just with this is I want to set it up so when we go and run this system, it will populate in and go across. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to go into set multiple variables. And if you think about the variables we're going to collect, right, we have these ones right here. We have name. We can populate this with name. Go here, email. Populate that with email. Say user input parameter. Enter there. And we can have recommendation. Hit tab and enter recommendation. There we go. We got it just like that. So now we have that across. And I'm going to do one more step just so we can get the data across and I don't have to run this too many times, is I want to put this into a CRM machine. Now we can do a bunch of things, go high level, Zoho, HubSpot, Salesforce, you know, name it. But just to use one that is universal here is Google Sheets. We're going to log into Google Sheets. We're going to go into the spreadsheet and we're going to go into the AI Agent Challenge. Load that up. Go into day 21 at GPT Lead Marketing. Open that up. And I just made pretty much an empty sheet here called GPT Lead Nurturing. And when I select sheet 1, it does have headers. Oh, does it have headers? Oh, it doesn't have any headers. So what do we want to capture? We want to capture name, email. What was it? What do we have? Name, email. Hit OK. User input parameters and recommendations. User input recommendation. All right, and we're going to do a label for later on. Spread that out a little bit. And there we go. So now that we have that, we have all that information coming in just like this. So we can run this. Now we need to build a actual GPT for this. So this action works, but we want to build this GPT out. So we're going to back out of this, and we're going to say descriptions helps you find out what can helps you find out helps you get the summer body of your dreams. Descriptions. You are a fitness quiz to help people get the summer body of their dreams. You are going to ask no more than, we'll say, 4 questions, just to keep things simple, about their fitness, lifestyle, and eating habits. You are only going to ask one question at a time and wait until the user responds. At the end, you are going to identify an area that they can work on. An area that they can focus on to help them achieve their goals. After that, you will ask if they want to get a custom blueprint for achieving these results to be emailed to them, and then you are going to ask for their name and email, just like that. Cool. A conversation starter. Are you ready to help me get the summer body of my dreams? Yay! Great. So we got that. We're going to use let's see if we can use this Dolly prompt here to analyze what we have and then come up with an amazing AI image generated photo for us. We'll find out. Big bucks, big bucks, big bucks. No whammy, no whammy. All right, there we go. Looks like some summertime fun. All right, so we've gotten that. We've got the hook. We've got the action. And now what we can do is we can run a test here on the side. This is the preview section. When we hit this, we're going to get started with the preview. We're going to make sure that this module is going to be on and running. All right, we're going to stop here. I just want to double check. Did I put in those headers? I did not. So let's just put those headers in real quick. So these headers are coming from here in this lead nurturing system. And we're just going to go in and we're going to populate this with these set multiple variables. I just like to put them in. Sometimes we get a lot of extra data, and this kind of cleans it up for us. So set multiple variables recommendations, just like that. Great, we got that going. So now we're going to run this, and we're going to go over to this action GPT here, and we're going to hit this prompt. So we're going to prompt this. All right. First of all, how would you describe your fitness routine? I don't exercise at 2 times a week, or 3 or 4. Okay, well, I'm a beast. I recommend 5 times. I do this. I'm awesome. So I'm just going to be lazy here. I'm going to put this in. Okay. It goes, what else do you see as your look? I eat whatever I want without too many nutritions. I don't really pay attention to my diet. I eat a ton. All right. What are your primary fitness goals for summer? We'll say lose 20 pounds. All right. Final question. Which of the best describes your challenge and fitness goals? Finding time to prepare, staying motivated with a diet plan, knowing exercises good for losing weight, managing cravings. We'll say managing cravings. Managing cravings. Sometimes after making these videos, man, there's like a little taco truck down the street from me. I'll just like go to town. I love it. All right. It goes, would you like to get a custom blueprint with specific recommendations to help you achieve your goals? If so, please provide your name and email. Sure. I'm going to put Dylan Watkins and Dylan at dylanjwatkins.com. Starting action. And the user always has to hit allow. Webhooking. All right. And so this is so email here some initial recommendations, so it gives you a little extra value. And so if we go inside the system, we can see that this did get triggered. We did get the parameters across just like this. We got the set variables here, which is nice. And then in here, if we go inside of this section, we have all of this. This is ugly. So what we're going to do is we're going to just widen this out a little bit. Select this down here. We're going to hit format. We're going to go down to wrapping. We're going to say wrap, just like that. We're going to space this out just a little. Nope, that is definitely spaced out too much. We're going to go back here. Do the same thing again on this side. Format, wrapping, just like that. And these are generally not too long. And so we can see this. We have the exercise frequently, 5 times weight, does not pay attention to diet, goals lose a pound, challenges with cravings and hunger. It's great. So now we know the user's input, we know the recommendations, and now we can go and apply a label. So in this situation, what we would be doing here is now that we have this data coming across, we can use a GPT. And not GPT, we can use ChatGPT. And I'm going to use an OpenAI module, which is this create a completions. It's basically the back end of a GPT system. We're going to go and pick a model. We're going to pick this latest, greatest 4 little o, or Omni as they say. And we can say here and system. And we can say you are a helpful, say writing assistant. And then we're going to go into here and we're going to give it right here a user prompt. And we could do like few shot programming with this, but I think we can get this off the bat. And what we're going to do here is we're going to provide it a prompt. And this is what it's going to say. Now, imagine that if we were a fitness coach and we really want to say identify a couple of different labels. There could be a bunch of them, but let's just say for our sake, we got 3 labels. One would be, say, weight training, resistance training, cardio, and then it could be diet plan. Let's just say those are the 3 labels that we're going to go with here. And say your job is to review the recommendations from a survey for fitness and label the recommendation with one of 3 labels. And then we're going to go down here and we'll call this weight training, cardio, and calorie tracking meal plan. And now it's just called meal plan. Diet. There we go. You will write no, and this is just reinforcing it, other words besides these 3 labels. right? You can use only one of the labels below, right? I'm going to go one. I'll just do this again. Weight training. Cardio. 3. Diet. Just like that. And then now we can feed it in the recommendations. And the reason why I put it up in here already and shoved it in there is that we don't need to kind of rerun this again. We can put this down below. Okay. Whoa. What happened? That jumped on me a little bit. Okay. Here is the recommendation. Here is the recommendation. And then we can feed this in. Now I could grab the spreadsheet information up here from the rows if I wanted to, or I could even grab this recommendation right here that comes across. So here's the recommendation just like that from the top. Well, let's just give this a test run. Let's use some hard-coded data real fast and we can take a look at this. So I'm going to hit save. Oh, I need to provide some tokens. Max tokens, 500. Not that much. So we have that saved. Now let's hard code some of this data. Let's grab this recommendation. We're going to go in here, and instead of feeding it this recommendation right here, which I'm just going to delete that, we're going to put this in right here, and we're going to see what it spits out. So we can run this. Hit here, run this module only, and we can see what is the label. Let's see what we got here. Diet. Well, you got me. All right, so we know that worked. Now that we have that, what we can do is we can go back here into the Google Sheets. We can add a row. Again, choose the AI Agent Challenge. Go here. Scroll down to the bottom. GPT Marketing. Lead Marketing. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and go into Sheet 1s. Contain headers. And all we're going to want to do is we're going to want to label this. We're going to label this for a couple of different reasons. But this is the ChatGPT module. We probably want to label these things. We have it just like that. Now, we can always rewrite these so we have more clarity. We'll call this labeler. Add leads to CRM. And this is add label to CRM. Like that. And this could be, we rename this one, we'll call this one GPT Fitness Webhook. Now I got labels, makes a little bit more sense. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to create a router. And the router will allow us to be able to split it into multiple different directions so that we can take the label and choose which path we want to go down. So if I go to router here, we're going to go here and we're going to send an email. Type in send, grab this one, log in, and with the recipient here, we're going to want to we can grab it from the things coming through here with this email. Well, it's going to come from me to me, but there we go. Subject, your custom blueprint for, and let's just add hi. And we want to add in their name. So we're going to add in their name just like this, but we're going to want to split that up. And so we're going to use a function called getSplit, and maybe it'd be better to do it in another location, but let's just do this right now. So split, it's going to allow us to split this first name into two different sections. So copy this, close this, move this over, and then we're going to do space keyword. Just like that. So what we're going to first do here is we're going to take that Dylan Watkins and we're going to split it by using the split function, and we're going to use that space to say that's where we're going to split it at. And so now we have not Dylan Watkins as one thing, we have Dylan as one, Watkins as the other. And we're going to want to get first name inside of here. So we go get function, just like this. Copy. And then we're going to space it. We're going to put this in the backside. One, just like that. And what this allows us to do is get from the split, the array of the split, the first thing. And the first thing is Dylan, is the first name. If we want to get the last name Watkins, we'd put 2 instead of 1 over here. So it says basically, hi, Dylan. We can say, here is your custom blueprint for, and then we can insert whatever that label was for diet. Yeah. Now we could also do it from updating the row, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If we want to do HTML, we can, but we're just going to have this right now as this. We can say hi, and I'm just going to grab the entirety of this get split thing since we have it over here, so we can just use the first name again and make it seem a bit more personal. Paste, just like that. I'm going to say, here is your custom blueprint for your, and then we'll grab the diet. And then insert it here. What we could do is we could add in, if you're a fitness coach, you probably have some sort of fitness blueprint, or you could have anything else that you want to put in here. You could have a link to your course, or you could have a whatever you want to have that's your proprietary information. What we'll do here is we're just going to put in a word that says, like, I don't know, eat less food, track your calories, and drink more water. Now I'm just leaving this here as a placeholder for anything else that you want to update with this. There's many, many, many things we could do with it, but just the functionality. I want to show you the flow of how this works. Best your fitness friend. DJW, just make that more straightforward. Great. So now we have this email off, and if we want to rename this one, we could rename this to diet email. Now, in order to do the other ones, because we have this already written, we can go here and hit clone, bring this across like that, clone this one more time, because we have 3 labels, and we're going to have one be weight train, and the other one is cardio. Just like that. And what we're going to be doing here is we want to look at this right here, and we're going to create a filter. And the filter is going to be, we're going to pick one of those labels, and depending on the label, we're going to send them the custom email. So we go here, set up filter, label, we'll call this diet, condition is, we'll say here, what is the condition? If diet is equal to diet. Let's do that. Let's say, no, we could use, well, there's 2 ways, there's a couple ways we could do it. We could either do it by grabbing the updated row, but we can do it with the chat completion because we're already grabbing it right now. So we have here, here. So if this is equal to, and, or we can say, contains, in case insensitive, so it has a little wiggle room, diet. So we're saying if the labeler says diet and it's equal to diet, the word diet, then send it one way, right? And one of the things we can do is we can have a fallback router in case everything else doesn't work and it all breaks. We can send here's a general blueprint plan if we want to. So we have this format just like that. So now we have this diet. We have this diet filter. Now we can set up these other 2 filters by going here. We'll say this is weight training. Hopefully I'm going to get this label right. I'm going to see if this is right. Is equal to weight training. But I want to double check that I put that in. What would that label look like? Weight training. Cool. Just going to grab that one so we have the exact filter. Cool. Got that. And again, we could grab the label from here, or we can grab it from ChatGPT. Messages. There. And what I'm using just for, we don't want equal to. We're going to scroll down to contains and case insensitive. So it gives a little bit more wiggle room in case this says your recommendation is or anything else. This is just a little bit more non-strict, as I'd put it. Weight training. And then we got one last one here where we're going to go in and say cardio. Go here, set up a filter, and we're going to say if the labeler has given it an answer as cardio, and we can say contains case insensitive, and we can then paste in cardio, just like that. So now we've got a cardio one, we've got all these ones, and now if we wanted to send up one more as a fallback, just in case, we can hit clone, go over here, have one last one, and we're going to call this one fallback email. And if we're going to go here and change these out, we could take a look at these. Now, because these were duplicated, we already have the first name. We already have the label it was given. We have all that. And then inside of here for, what's this one, weight training, we're going to say instead of eat less food, again, we'd put in whatever we wanted to put inside of here. We could say go to the gym 5 times a week, take a gallon of pre-workout, listen to heavy metal. Great. So now we have our our weight training game plan. Cardio is run for 20 minutes 3 times a week, walk 10,000 steps, and listen to zombies chasing people on movies in your headphones to run faster. There's actually a great app called Zombie Run, where there's the sound of zombies chasing you. I always thought it was very motivating. It's a fun thing. This is a general one, and with this one, what we can see here is we can call this one, instead of choices, let's just have it as a fallback. We'll call it for overall summer bod. And here it was a label for your overall summer bod. We're going to just change this out to be, in case this is a fallback, we can put this in here and say for your overall summer body. And we're going to say track your calories, work out with weights 3 times a week, run 2 times a week. That's it. Great. All right, so now we have this set up for this whole flow and automation. We're going to hit save. So we have this going through. And now we have this running. We're going to go ahead and we're going to test the system here. We'll turn this on. We'll go back into our fancy-pantsy GPT here. Now that we know this works and we're pretty happy with it, we can hit create. And this is where it's really useful to be a lead magnet. Instead of in the store or just with yourself, share with anyone with the link. So you can use this in all of your call to actions and in your social media content or anything else you might be making that you want to put out there. And so I'm going to copy this link in case I need to modify it. I'm copying the link right there in case I have to go back and edit anything. And we're going to turn this on. Now we've got our fitness friend. I have him going. We're just going to double check that that's running. Great. And now let's go say, okay, what does a day look like? Okay, I can say this one's now asking again about my meals. What do I do with eating? I track my calories daily. I eat healthy greens, and shakes. I exercise. I do not exercise at all. All right. How much do you sleep a night? 8 hours. All right. Any specific goals you're looking to focus on? Get jacked and tan. All right. So we're going to put this in again. We're going to change my name to J. Watkins. And then we're going to say my email. Again, we'll just do Watkins at Gmail. Just that. Start an action. Hit allow. Webhook across. Going across. Ooh. Let's go. I went to diet. It labeled me as diet, huh? Well, let's see what happened here. What label did we get? Choices. Like this. Index. Diet. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we got that as a diet. So now what we can do is we can do a little prompt engineering with this thing so that we can make sure that we get the right answers that we want. So if we look at the response that we put in here, incorporate regular strength training exercises, muscle building workouts, balance. Okay, cool. So for muscle building. So we're going to put this in, and now we're going to do a little few shot prompting. So if we go into GPT here, what we can say here is, as an example, we can do a little thing that says user and say, here is the recommendation, right? And now we can go to GPT and go here and we go, okay, assistant, the label we want to put is weight training. All right, we can see that. Is that the right one we have right there? Weight training. Great. Now we can start to break this out a little bit. Weight training, just like that. Great. And so now we've gotten this example. So now that it knows, here's the recommendation. We have that answer. And now this other one we can do here is we can break this out as just the admin here. And I'm gonna break this out so we can see here, just like this. All right. And I'm gonna add in another assistant here. All right. And we're gonna go up to the top and we're gonna put this in the system prompt, right? And so it says, you are a helpful writing assistant. Your job is to review the recommendations of the survey and labels. So now it's got the context of what we're doing at the top in the system prompt. And so here is the recommendation, right? Focus on low calories, intermittent fasting, cravings, managing for a meal plan. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's probably why I did it, because I probably didn't put the label in. That's probably what happened. Well, that's fine. So we're going to put this in just like this. What happened was I didn't put in the variable, and so it came across like that. So that's what happened. But we're going to give a few shots anyways because we're here. So it says right here, and what we're going to go into here is we're going to want to add in an assistant, and the answer will be diet. And we can move this guy up, and we can do that by going here and user content. So we have the system prompt, which kind of gives the gist. We have the user saying, here's a recommendation, which gives us a cardio focused one, or a high balance for incorporating meals, frequencies, cravings, meal plan, nutritionist meal plan. So that's diet. Great. The next one here is focus on muscle building workouts. Okay. And so we know that one's going to be weight training. So that's cool. Let's just give those two examples. And the last prompt is the prompt that we're going to want to send through. So user, and we're going to do this again. Here's the recommendation. We're going to go down here to the bottom, hit enter, and then we're going to enter in here is the recommendation, and now we're going to feed in that recommendation coming across. So now we have the system prompt, and we've got two examples of what this looks like. System prompt, user, assistant responds this way, user, assistant responds with weight training. Now we have user again, so it should get the gist of what's going down. Hit save, just like that. And let's run it one more time. And we're going to go back into our fitness buddy here, fitness friend. We're going to do a new chat. Refresh. New chat. Help me get the body of my dreams. And this time let's try we try what? Diet, fitness, let's try cardio. How often do I exercise a week? What do you typically do? I work out with weight training 5 times a week. Eating habits, I track all of my calories and eat mostly meat. How much do you drink a day? Do you consume other beverages regularly? I drink a gallon of water, no alcohol. How much you sleep? I sleep 8 hours a day. Okay, we'll put this in. I'm going to say my name is Dill Watkins, and is Dylan is at gmail.com. So I want to make sure this is running. That is running. So we're going to hit enter here. We're going to trigger that action again. Let's see what this thing does. Allows. Go across here. And what do we get? It looks like we got the cardio one, folks. And so we see that this cardio one got triggered. Here's your custom blueprint. We could take a look at all the content inside of here. And we can see it gives you the cardio example. So this email was sent off. Great. We can see it inside this lead nurturing system. We've already got all these coming through here. And we have label as diet and cardio for this, which is great. And it seems that this is shifted down one. So we're going to probably need to put that back in the top of the row, but it's okay like that for right now. So now we're starting to get this coming across, and that all seems to be working nicely. So let's just do one last test. We're going to turn it on, and we'll just give this one last run, and maybe let's go back to, I don't know, we can do weight training. Give this one last example. Refresh. Let's just fill it out. How many workouts do I do usually? Typical workouts. I run 2 times a week and 3 times weight training in gym. Diet look like? I eat a lot of food and I'm getting fat. Sad. Like I said, at least being honest. Typically, including snacks and drinks, I eat McDonald's every day. I sleep at night. I sleep 4 hours a night. Let's see what you got for that one. All right. Based on that, nutrition and sleep. That's probably a good variable to add in there. Please, would you name me? Okay, sure. My name is D. Watkins, and we're going to put in Dylan Watkins at Gmail. All right. And then we're going to make sure this is going on. That's going on. And if we did everything right, this should trigger over to diet. Hey, there we go. Triggered over the diet. All right, so there we go. We have our database here being populated. We have everything running across. The last thing that we need to do here is we're just going to go ahead and save this. And all we need to do is just turn it on just like that. And boom, you're done. You've created a custom GPT with custom actions that now lead into your CRM system where they see customized, personalized messages being immediately sent off to them. Now, additional things we could do onto this, we could have added on a Twilio text message campaign. We could have added this into a lead nurture email sequences. We could have used the prompts that I did before on the 5-day prompt sequence where you could then bring them into some sort of custom course or offering you have after providing values on a daily email system. That was previous video that we did before. But these are all ways that we could stack value on top of this where we turn this lead magnet into a lead nurturing system to ultimately turn them into a paying customer. So if you found this valuable, please give this a comment, a like, and maybe even a subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this. Much love, my friends. Take care, and I will see you on the other side. Bye now.